home of the Hoffer offer. Henry McClure Live. He's talking to me about all the Jeeps that are made in America. His sales are up due to Donald J. Trump. That's what he said. That's what he said. And then he wanted to know. I had lunch with John. Bought him lunch over at Chick-fil-A. He's looking forward to Whataburger coming. Look at this. Look at this. I want to know how Braxton, Copley, and Benish added $1.7 million, I think is the total number, to this project. It was a perfectly good road. It makes as much sense as spending $3.5 million to shrink Huntoon. These guys spend money like they had it. I'm serious. And part of the traffic study, you couldn't even take into consideration White Lakes, just down the street. You know, that used to be a good retail mall. But here you got a guy that owns a car dealership, that knows a lot about cars, telling me how ridiculous this is. And I agree. But the point being that Brett Kell, our deputy mayor, a Jetto vote, didn't understand this whole deal. He didn't understand the deal. And what Topeka does, the minute they get their hooks in you, they start making you pay for everything. I'm serious. When Simon came to town, he had to renovate all of Wanamaker from 17th to 21st, and then he had to fix 21st Street from Wanamaker to the I-470 interchange. The benefit districts that developers have to do. And look at, to develop, and then think about this. They don't even collect taxes out in Lawrence Bay. And then last night, they couldn't waive $20,000 in fee so a housing developer could score better points. The town makes no sense. It's not adding up. There is no common sense. And what's even worse is my dear friend Spencer Duncan should have spoke up. Anybody that wants affordable housing in the town last night should have spoke up in favor. And plus, the developer was there. He didn't even get to speak. A public comment. He didn't get it. They didn't take comments. And while the mayor up there sits there eating those, look like little mini donuts. If you want somebody to try to change something, now's your chance. This is stuff the public wants. And if you understand TIF and CID, this doesn't cost the community property tax. Yeah, you're going to pay a little more in sales tax for the Chick-fil-A and the Whataburger. But if they weren't there, you'd get zero. There was zero tax being on these front parcels on that since the 60s. Because originally Arlen wouldn't let us build on it. Finally, they let us build a theater, and then they gave us the ability to do Bennigan's and Steak and Ale. And then the disarray of White Lakes, which I'm even more concerned about White Lakes being a shithole because of a gut feeling. How's that? But for the guys that own White Lakes, and this is what's coming for you, boys. The mainline printing guys will outsmart them. Mainline ought to be out trying to throw out Brett Kell. But I'll tell you, there's one thing for certain. Whatever Mainline does today and in the future, that's none of my business, ever. Don't ever think about Henry McClure and Mainline printing ever again. Message receipt. Henry McClure live here in Topeka, Kansas, telling it like it is. Hey, Mayor, what were those little snacks you were eating yesterday? They look like little mini donuts. How rude. Can you imagine running a meeting and sitting up there eating snacks and not bring enough for everybody? Henry McClure live.